Coming up on Fulton Today, changes at the county libraries. We'll talk to the interim director about what you can expect since the passing of the 2015 budget. And just as residential fires are on the rise in the metro area, Fulton's first responders offer life-saving information. Fulton Today starts right now. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm HIVAIDS. Plans are in the works to restore the operating hours at Fulton County's libraries. Now, the move comes following the public's outcry and the Board of Commissioners' good ear. Gail Holloman is the interim director of the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first things first, congratulations on your interim appointment. As I understand it, you really are no stranger to the system and to the county. Tell us about your background.
No, I'm not, and thank you. I have been in libraries for about 30 years now, and with Fulton County Libraries for close to 20 years.
Wow, so you have a pretty good lay of the land.
Oh, yes.
Well, then let's talk about this restoring library hours. We mentioned that the Fulton County Board of Commissioners in the 2015 budget process restored the hours. How are you all feeling about that?
We're feeling great about that. The public made their points known, and we heard them, and we're excited about the fact that we will be able to restore our hours back to those in 2013.
And tell me, when they had been modified, were all of the library branches modified? And so now, what will that look like?
They all were modified, and again, we will take them all back. So each one of the libraries, plus the Central Library, will have their hours restored.
With the exception of the Auburn Avenue, because that's going through some renovation, right?
It has been closed for renovation. However, it is operating on the first floor of the Central Library.
Okay. And then when we're talking about these library hours being restored, when exactly? You know, that's what everybody wants to know, Gail. When will the library hours be restored?
April 1st. All of them will be restored.
That sounds like a good news to me. And before you go, I can't let you go without asking about something else that the public is very excited about. And of course, we're talking about the Library Master Plan project. How's it going?
It's going very well. In fact, we're looking forward to the opening in just a few weeks of the East Roswell Library. Later on in the third quarter, the opening of 3 branches, which would be Milton, Alpharetta, and Northwest. And then in the fall of the year, we're looking forward to one last branch being opened.
So you guys are going to be busy.
We're going to be very busy.
You're the brand new interim director, but you've got a whole lot going on right about now.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. Gail, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you being with us. Now, you can take a look at the entire library master plan by visiting the library's website at afpls.org. Fulton officials are still all eyes and ears at the state capitol to see what, if any, of their legislative items gets some traction. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
Shania, the county's legislative lobbyists are working to make sure that all of the items on the board's list of priorities get noticed, including the items that were added by the new Fulton County Commissioners. In month 2 of the 2015 Georgia General Assembly session, there is still much work to be done on the county's list of priorities. During the last board meeting, Fulton Commissioners approved the list of key priorities for this year's legislative session.
The Board of Commissioners unanimously adopted priorities for the 2015 legislative session. There were 3 things that were already in our legislative package that they prioritized, and they also added 2 new items to the priorities for the legislative package for 2015.
The legislative team says the 3 priority areas concerning the county's budget calendar year, the city of South Fulton, and health inspection fees are likely to see progress. However, Fulton commissioners are hoping that all of their items on the list get noticed, including items that were added when new commissioners took office. One of those newer items calls for statewide standards to protect homeowner associations, a homeowner's Bill of Rights.
Currently, Georgia homeowners, if a developer goes bankrupt, then the homeowners would have to pay for the retention and detention plan.
The other new addition concerns restructuring 911 fees for cell phone users.
We are seeking state support to modify the way 911 funding is provided to local providers. And currently there's a $1.50 per month fee that goes toward 911 centers throughout the state. And many cell phone companies retain 30 cents of that fee. So we're seeking support in ensuring that all of those dollars come to local governments that provide 911 service.
Shania, county commissioners feel good about the state's legislative items to hopefully be considered here by lawmakers this session. Now they want their legislative liaison to address the federal legislative agenda at the next board meeting. Reporting in front of the state capitol, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thanks, Priscilla. Fulton's district attorney returns to his alma mater to perform a first on campus. Paul L. Howard Jr. administered the oath to the new police chief at Morehouse College. Valerie Dalton set a new precedent at the nation's only historically black all-male college by becoming the first ever woman to serve in that capacity.
I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Chief of Police for Morehouse College, acting to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Dalton is a veteran Atlanta law enforcement official. She says her 27 years with the Atlanta Police Department groomed her for this position.
I definitely want to make sure that there are established partnerships with the student body. I want them to feel that we are here in support of them and that we are here to help them to move from freshmen to graduation and on to higher and more exciting things after they leave the college. And I just want them to know that that's our purpose here.
Dalton will also serve as Associate Vice President for Public Safety at the school. The county jail exceeds state health code requirements for the second year in a row. After examining all areas of the jail kitchen, state health inspectors handed down a perfect score of 100%. Sergeant Tina Korn, now Lampoon, oversees the massive operation.
I'm a retired executive chef in a hotel, and we take the thing real seriously. And I think you don't have to be from the fine diner. You can make the real food, real nice, cleanliness, sanitation from the jail food. And I want our jail to be the best jail in the metro area. So that's why we keep it clean, we keep sanitizer, and then we keep on going.
Health inspectors conducted a similar review of the officers' dining room. They came up with a near perfect score of 99%.
Our kitchen is a three-chip kitchen. It's 6:45, 3:15, 2:45, 11:15, and 10:45 to 7:15. We clean about every day, 3-4 times each shift. They clean as they go. All of them, each station can have sanitizer bucket, gonna have glove. They're gonna check it out, product. They clean the floor itself. We do have some trustee worker. We're gonna have foreman. We're gonna have the buff man. So pretty much every shift clean their own shift every day.
The food service unit prepares more than 2 million hot meals and over 70,000 cold sandwiches to inmates each year. The inspections are always unannounced. Fulton's first responders want to help you put a freeze on those winter fires. December, January, and February are the leading months for home heating fires because of the use of fireplaces and space heaters to keep warm. However, fire officials say these fires can be prevented if you follow these tips concerning space heaters.
The biggest thing with space heaters is to remember that space heaters need space too. They recommend that you have 3 feet clearance in a circumference around the space heater. Also with space heater, you want to make sure that you have a UL rated space heater, making sure your power line, power cords, or what have you is not frayed. Always plug them directly into the wall socket. And if you're using kerosene or fuel, making sure that you put the right type of fuel inside of that heater, and if you're filling it, fill it outside.
And what about fireplaces? What should residents do before lighting it up?
fireplace should be inspected at least once a year, making sure that that happens before you start using it during that winter season.
Of course, every home should have a working smoke detector.
You want to make sure smoke detectors are installed outside of the living space, as far as your bedrooms, one on every floor, and if you sleep with that bedroom door closed, install one in the bedroom.
Fire officials say have an escape plan and practice it regularly with your family members. And still to come, South Fulton residents come out to hear about the future of their community. It's a part of our district by district coverage next. Fulton's chairman has a conversation with the community about the future of South Fulton, and a North Fulton commissioner talks about bringing corporate thinking to the county. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin with Chairman John Eves as he hosts a community conversation about the future of South Fulton. The at-large commissioner hosted the forum at the Wolf Creek Library to hear firsthand what residents think about a possible city of South Fulton. State lawmakers are addressing the issue at the Capitol, now known as House Bill 165. If passed, the legislation would give South Fulton residents a chance to vote on if they want to create a new city for the current unincorporated South Fulton area.
We're going to talk with the commissioners about how we can be even more responsive to the citizens of South Fulton. That's number one. And number two, just bring the government to the people. So we figure out some ways that we can be down here, provide some business meetings down here in South Fulton. So I'm excited about what we can do in the months ahead.
Well, I'm president of my homeowners association, and I moved here about 8 years ago. And that's when they first started to have a city in the unincorporated area of South Fulton. It didn't pass. But since then, I have followed the issues that have been occurring as it relates to how the state legislature has been imposing their will on county government.
If the City of South Fulton legislation passes with lawmakers at the Capitol, Fulton's elections chief says the earliest voters could decide on the issue would be in November. In District 1, the finishing touches are being made to the brand new East Roswell Library. The grand opening for the new branch is scheduled for February 20th. The state-of-the-art facility is located at 2301 Holcomb Bridge Road in Roswell. The community is invited to attend the official opening of the library branch.
We're going to have great community support from our friends of the East Roswell Library. They're going to be here. We're going to maybe have a magician. We're going to have the Centennial High School chorus come out and sing. And we're going to have the Hillside Elementary School come out, and they're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
Voters approved the library bond referendum back in 2008 to pay for the building program. Again, the grand opening is February 20th at 11 a.m. District 3 Commissioner Lee Morris is eyeing the operations of how the county does its business. Now that the budget has been passed, the newly elected commissioner wants to use his prior experience to help make Fulton County more efficient.
I come from the private sector. I did my 8 years on the Atlanta City Council, so I've had some experience in government. And the private sector and government don't work the same way. But there are some lessons the government can learn from the private sector, and hopefully I'll be able to bring some of those about here.
The former City of Atlanta council member represents the Buckhead community in Atlanta and portions of Sandy Springs. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. is inviting the public to this year's Black Film Festival. An arts advocate, the South Fulton Commissioner hosts the festival each year. The festival will be held at the beautiful Wolf Creek Library in 2015 on Saturday, February 21st from 1 to 5 p.m.
This year we'll be showing 4 great films. One of the films is called The Clinton 12. It is the story of the first school that was integrated in the South.
The Wolf Creek Library is on Enon Road off of Camp Creek Parkway in South Fulton. This is the 4th year of the Black Film Festival. It is free and open to the public. Again, it's Saturday, February 21st. And finally, in District 6, we visit the aviation exhibit titled Transcend at the Aviation Community Cultural Center in its final days. Patrons recently enjoyed the Artist Talk and Painting event at the facility. Transcend is the work of a Brazilian Atlanta-based artist who tackles the complex memories and emotions connected to flight and her experience of immigrating to the U.S. as a child. The artist unveiled her new self-published photography book, also called Transcend.
Light painting is basically taking a camera and a tripod and using long exposures to create the streaking effects in the dark. And so I've experimented a lot with the technique, and I've used several different tools, different types of light as my paint, cloth as my paint, tinsel, anything that I can get my hands on that shines or glows.
It is not possible really to describe in words of the joy and the inspiration that we have received from these exhibits. And we certainly look forward to giving an opportunity to even more artists from all over the country, the community, all over the world, to come and share with us as we consider the role of beauty and the role of inspiration to the sustainable community.
The Artist Talk and Painting event commemorates the final month of the exhibit at the Aviation Community Cultural Center. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, helping needy children get the health care they need. Stay with us. The Health Services Department and community partners are helping to give needy children the proper access to health care. The program is called CATCH, and as FGTV's Lynn Vaughn tells us, it seems to be catching on.
Getting children access to health care early on can make a huge impact that lasts a lifetime.
So the data is clear that when you have access to health care, when you go to your pediatrician, speaking from a children's standpoint, and get your immunizations on a regular visit and get your well baby visits to make sure that you're developing appropriately, outcomes are better in the end. Children perform better in school. They perform better in social play with their classmates.
That's why the Fulton County Health and Wellness Department is teaming up with the CATCH program. The goal is to enroll all eligible children and their families in Medicaid or affordable health care.
Most people are extremely happy and satisfied because they didn't have to wait for 2 hours in line and they get immediate service. The process that we have in place takes less than 20 minutes. So you can sit down, you can get information on Medicaid or the different medical options for insurance. I can give you some light information on health and wellness, get your application done, and you out the door in less than 20 minutes.
So far this year, the CATCH program has enrolled more than 40 people into a health plan. And in the last year and a half, coordinators say they've talked to more than 10,000 families. Program coordinators target families and children who need these services the most. So they go to the Juvenile Justice Center and county health facilities like the Adamsville Health Center and the Oak Hill Child, Adolescent, and Family Center.
We've developed a great relationship through Dr. Harrison of Fulton County Department of Health and Wellness with county government in general. So we have our enrollment specialists located in a number of different places.
To get one-on-one help for Medicaid information and health care enrollment, call 404-593-0183 to set up an appointment. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Now, more on a story we shared with you last week about the HIV and AIDS Task Force. Well, its members have come up with 3 goals as they tackle the disease. Dr. Patrice Harris plays a crucial role on the force along with other area medical professionals. During the inaugural meeting, the group discussed the need to reduce the number of people infected with HIV and AIDS. The group hopes to increase access to care and reduce HIV-related health disparities.
Unfortunately, Fulton County has the highest incidence of people living with HIV and AIDS in the state. So we have our work ahead of us, and we're very pleased today. This task force, I think, will amplify the work that's already being done.
The task force also discussed how they can further target specific populations that are more at risk. The group is planning another meeting in March. For more information on HIV and AIDS and to get tested, you can call 404-612-1211. Kudos go out to county employees who recently competed in the Healthiest Loser contest. During a wellness event at the Government Center downtown, employees who completed the 12-week contest were all given a prize. More than 70 people took part in the weight loss challenge.
I think just in so many ways, I think when you eat healthier and you exercise, it impacts your whole life. I just feel better, I sleep better, I'm not as breathless going upstairs, just every part of your life is affected.
The wellness event also had information on how to quit smoking and recipes for a smoothie detox program.
It has benefited me because the first year of the Healthy Loser contest, I won first place. The second year, I won second place. And the third year, I came in top 10. So it has helped me to continue to stay on track, watch what I eat, watch my weight, and continue to live a healthier life.
The county hosts wellness events each month in order to keep its employees healthy. The idea is to spend less on health benefits so that more funds can be allocated to county services. And still to come on Fulton Today, time is running out to apply for arts funding. We'll have details on the looming deadline when we come back. Artists and arts organizations only have a little more time to apply for arts funding with the county. The Arts and Culture Department recently held a workshop for artists who wanted more information on how to apply for funding at the Roswell Library. The workshop went over several guidelines applicants need to be aware of before they apply.
Over the last 35 years, Fulton County has funded a wide range of organizations and projects through the Contracts for Services program. We've funded symphonies, we've funded summer camps, we've funded arts education programs, dance programs, both performing programs as well as professional development programs that help the community and the artists in the community grow and reach a greater audience.
The workshop is mandatory for new applicants, but new this year, workshops are available online. Now you can call 404-612-5780 for more information or go to fultonarts.org. That deadline to apply is Thursday, February 26th. And finally, for many this year is all about making healthier choices. Well, the library is helping to make that a little easier. The Alpharetta branch is hosting Healthy Saturdays. It's led by Chef Lynn, who is teaching library patrons how to try new foods and new recipes that are tasty and healthy. The seasoned chef provides free samples during the incorporated Superfoods into Your Diet event. The demonstrations had whole foods that are high in nutrients and rich in antioxidants.
We incorporated a quinoa dish, which is a healthy dish with high in proteins. It's a grain that's been back since the Inca days from South America. We incorporated that with some bell peppers and some onions with a little olive oil. So I just wanted to try to get the class to think outside of the box and try some different things that they haven't tried before.
The next Healthy Saturday event will happen February 21st at the Alpharetta branch. It will explain the steps to transition into a vegetarian diet. For more information on this series and other events at the library, you can go to afpls.org and click on the event calendar tab. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook and watch us anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.